From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
Back with an all-new Colts 360 as the Colts are back at home to face the Buffalo Bills. I am Lara Overton, joined by head coach Shane Steichen. After a couple tough weeks on the road, getting home kind of just what the doctor ordered, right?
Yeah, it's going to be great. Obviously, getting home in front of our home crowd, it's going to be great against the AFC opponent. Buffalo's a damn good football team. They're playing at a high level. They're 7-2 right now, so it'll be a great test for us, but especially at home.
Last week, Sunday Night Football at Minnesota, and the defense held that Minnesota offense scoreless in the first half. First time that has happened all season long. You had 3 takeaways, 4 sacks. How much can you realistically build off some of that momentum and the things they were so effective in doing against Minnesota back home against the Bills offense?
Oh, you can definitely build off it. Our defense is playing at a high level right now. Obviously getting the takeaways like they did. Zaire getting the red zone takeaway, Nick Cross getting the takeaway, and then Grove getting the sack, and Kenny picking it up for the touchdown was huge. So you can definitely build off that going into next week.
Okay, you talk about Grove, and we hear all the time the emphasis on dominating in the trenches. How dominant was Grover on that play up front? He
was huge. Obviously, he split that thing right there and got inside and made a big-time play, and Kenny was right there to pick it up. It was a hell of a play by both those guys.
Kenny is our player guest coming up a little bit later in the show. His 4th career touchdown there at Minnesota. How impactful of a player is Kenny, especially within your secondary?
He's phenomenal. You know what? He's one of the most cerebral players I've been around. He understands our defensive scheme. He sees the game well. He understands splits. He understands formations, all those different things. So when the play happens, he kind of sees it before it happens, which makes him, play at a very high level.
From an offensive standpoint, what are the things that you emphasize or implement over the course of this week to try to just be a little bit more effective in sustaining some drives?
Yeah, I think we just got to be efficient. You know what I mean? We can't put ourselves in 3rd and long situations. And even when we get in those 3rd down situations, we got to do a great job of converting there going forward. But I think that 1st and 2nd down is going to be big. We don't want to put ourselves in those 2nd and long situations, playing catch up there. So 1st down, we got to be really efficient.
Jonathan Taylor had the best game of his career, 5 touchdowns against the Buffalo Bills back in 2021. How much is there to a player having really good games against a team that maybe you can replicate and he builds some confidence from?
Yeah, that's huge. Anytime you can have 5 touchdowns against any opponent is huge. But obviously against the Buffalo Bills, that'd be great to replicate that on Sunday for sure.
So 9 games in, 8 games to go, kind of a progress report, offense, defense. What are the things that you feel good about from the first half, the things you want to build on now in the second half?
I think the biggest thing, I think the great thing about our football team is that there's never any quit, you know what I mean? And we keep fighting, and we've had all these 1-score games, and either if one side's playing good and one side's, we try to pick each other up. But again, we got to put the complete package together, and play that complementary football going forward.
And you have played a bunch of tough defenses already. Of course, we talked last week about Minnesota and a lot of things that they like to do, how much of a challenge they are. Of course, Buffalo, too, top 10 in defense, in scoring defensively, or I should say scoring defense. How does last week maybe and the challenge that you guys have had now consistently been up against prepare you for what that Buffalo Bills defense wants to do?
Yeah, and they fly around. I think Sean McDermott does a heck of a job along with Bob Babbage, our coordinator. Bobby, had a chance to work with Bobby actually in Cleveland a little bit. So he's an aggressive coordinator, and they do a hell of a job on defense. They fly around. They play sound football. Watching the tape, they're very sound on defense. They play what they play, and they play it very well.
Well, hey, looking forward to getting back at home. I know our Colts fans are as well because it was a lot of road games in the month of October for the Colts. So looking forward to seeing everybody at Lucas Oil Stadium. Coach, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
For the 8th time, 4 girls, 4 boys now. Baby Saint was born yesterday in Dallas, and my oldest sister, her husband, and their daughter all took them in yesterday. So probably around 2 o'clock. When we were in Minnesota, just waiting around for the buses to leave, and it was good, just a blessing, honestly. And we all said our congrats to my sister in the group message. She was super stoked to have baby Saint.
Still ahead, Kenny Moore II explains the added significance to his latest touchdown. Next on Colts 360.
This season, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is teaming up with the Colts to shine a light on outstanding small businesses. Indy's our hometown, and boosting local business is just one way we want to thank this great city. Go to Colts.com/Anthem Spotlight to nominate your favorite small business today. Anthem and the Colts, helping Hoosier small businesses score. Forte Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, proud orthopedic partner of the Indianapolis Colts. At Forte, fellowship-trained physicians and staff provide comprehensive, specialized sports medicine and orthopedic care to active patients of all ages. To learn more, visit forteortho.com. Enter now for your kid's chance to be Junior Blue at the next Colts home game. Visit Colts.com/Meyer Junior Blue to enter today.
Play action, deep drop. Here comes the rush by the Colts, and they ring him around the neck.
Grover Stewart took him down
The ball is out.
as Kenny Moore is taking it in for a touchdown.
Touchdown on defense for the Colts.
It was Stewart who's terrific inside.
Wow, how about that? Grover Stewart just completely dominates his guy.
Where the big dog at? Hell of a play, Grove! Hell of a play, Grove!
If he wants to get to your quarterback, there's nothing you can do about it.
Hell of a play.
Fresh off that fourth career touchdown, Kenny Moore joins us in studio. I have to tell everybody, I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit because one of the things I appreciate so much about you, people don't know, I come to you multiple times during the week. We get you back here in studio, in the locker room. I go to you on game day. Win, loss, good game, bad game. You are always so thoughtful and so generous with your time. So I always appreciate you so very much because you are such a pro in doing all of that. And now it's awesome to get you back here in studio.
That means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. So the touchdown, obviously big. However, another monumental life moment for you last Sunday in Minnesota. You became an uncle again.
I did.
Tell about this.
For the 8th time. 4 girls, 4 boys now. Baby Saint was born yesterday in Dallas, and my oldest sister, her husband, and their daughter all took them in yesterday. So probably around 2 o'clock when we were in Minnesota, just waiting around for the buses to leave. And it was good, just a blessing, honestly. And we all said our congrats to my sister in the group message. She was super stoked to have Baby Saint.
That is awesome. Such a proud uncle. What a fun role for you two to get to spoil all of them and to share that day, share the birthday with a little touchdown. Tell me about, though, the execution of that play. Once Grover stripped it out, your focus immediately on scooping it up.
Yeah, I didn't even know the ball was out until I believe the quarterback had kicked it out of the pile. And shoot, I didn't know what was going to happen that play. I know a couple of flags came out, but for the most part, we just teach the foundation is, every loose ball you scoop and score. So that's one thing we want to pride ourselves on defense is scoring the football, getting into the end zone, and we're able to do that. And
we were talking a little bit before the camera started rolling. You were worried about overrunning it, so you had to be sure that you got it secured. Going back a little bit to maybe some of your baseball days?
That's right, just being coordinating on, having that type of awareness, that instincts, and the ability to scoop and score. I got long arms, so I didn't have to bend over way too much to do a somersault or to fall or anything. So I can get a clean scoop, just see what your hands are doing, grab the ball, and pick up your speed.
It was a big day in Minnesota for takeaways, yourself, Zaire, Nick Cross, but the 4th career for you, and I want to take everybody through all of your career touchdowns. The first was a pick 6 against the Detroit Lions, November 1st of 2020. Then, of course, last year, 2 pick 6s against the Carolina Panthers. Those came on November 5th. Your family was there. Some of your sisters were present, I remember as well. And then this one, the fumble recovery touchdown, November 3rd. What is it with Kenny Moore takeaways in the first week of November?
It's super weird. So DT, he has a birthday the same week, and he was just saying, leading up to the game, I think it was Friday, he was saying, you know how we do on my birthday weekend, you know how we do. And so I was like, yeah, I'm aware, but I don't like to jinx anything or do anything, weird. So yeah, that play just happened, and it was super cool, just seeing him on the sideline again. We were like, I don't know what is going on, but we got to keep it going every single year. We're looking forward to it. So.
DT, of course, former Colts linebacker, now the VP of Player Engagement, incredibly influential here across the building. So for those who may not be familiar, Do you play favorites with your touchdowns? Do you have one of those that it stands out, or one of those performances that's your favorite of the 4?
No, actually, no. No.
They're like nieces and nephews. You can't pick a favorite, right?
I can't say it aloud, but yeah.
Jalen Jones was telling me a few weeks ago, because you impact play on the field, not just in your individual play, but in how you affect everyone else around you. And Jalen was telling me that there are a lot of things that you do pre-snap to communicate with him, to help him make certain adjustments, put him in position to make certain plays. What are the things that you are observing at the line of scrimmage, maybe that you're trying to dictate to the rest of the guys in the secondary?
I think as a defensive back, and honestly just being I guess vetted now, you try to figure out how the offense is trying to attack you. You try to see in the first 15 plays or over the course of the game, what is that coordinator trying to, pick at you. Yesterday it was mostly like boot, or they were trying to set up certain runs to get a shot play, and honestly just not having Sam Darnold, turn the ball over. So luckily we were able to make that happen, and I know they were trying to make him protect the ball. But the screens and the boots is how they were trying to attack us, and I just saw on certain plays where it could have been screen, but they had a pre-snap penalty, and so I was screaming screen, and one of the receivers was like, "How you knew that?" And I was just telling them, body language, or I saw the quarterback looking at the tight end more times on this play than any other play, and so it's just weird, just having that experience, but honestly just trusting what I see, and obviously trying to give that confidence to my guys.
How beneficial is that now going into this weekend back home against Buffalo, that you have faced the Bills a number of different times with Josh Allen at quarterback?
Well, you just want to see how the offense has changed over the years. We played them, we have great games against them, we have bad games against them, and every team is always trying to attack you, like I said. And whatever the plays that we got hit on at the beginning of the year, a lot of offenses, a lot of quarterbacks, they feel good about that. They want to see if you got that corrected. So just having that, watching film is always a priority, and seeing their tendencies, how they use certain guys. Every team has a deep ball guy, possession guy, moving the sticks guy, and obviously a gadget guy. So all those things are important. You just got to be very intentional about what you see.
You are very intentional in everything that you do on and off the field. Of course, cornerback is such a detail-oriented position, and you take that approach even in how you style your game day fits. Your fashion, the arrival on Sundays, has been to another level. You always come strong with it. This year in particular, what goes into selecting what you are going to walk into the stadium with on a Sunday?
Well, it depends on where we are. We played the Vikings, and my high school were the Vikings, and they were crimson or maroon or whatever you want to call it. So that's how we picked the color. But as far as the type of suit it was, I kind of wanted to design my own type of look this season. So we've been going like pretty much non-traditional, like not just a double-breasted or just the original suit for every away game. I just wanted to do different stuff away games this year, and so we went more like I was watching maybe like a movie or a show or something like that on TV, and I liked how the chef was rocking, their on the job type of attire, and I wanted to create a suit that was like that, like formal, sharp, simple, but I wanted to be like presidential as well, so I wanted to add the gold to it, the buttons, and that's pretty much the idea behind it. But my guy Chad, he was able to execute and get it all tailored up, so it fit perfect.
Cooking up the looks,
yeah.
Kenny Moore this second. Hey, always know that you are so involved out in the community as well, in particular with kids. And just last week, in celebration of Halloween, a number of Colts players went to join patients at Peyton Manning Children's Hospital for a little reverse trick-or-treating. Take a look. Kenny, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Always.
It's me, Mario. Lasagna. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. We're out here at the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital giving back to the kids, going around in costume. I'm Mario, I had Luigi out there. Oh yeah, we look good. We look good. Cool. What's up, dude? How you doing? But just trying to lift them up, trying to give them something else to be happy about. Try to give them another positive thing to go on in their life.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So today was the first time we've brought players to visit Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, and we were so excited to do reverse trick-or-treating with them. So we brought the players, they got to wear costumes, and then instead of kids coming to us and knocking on our door, we got to go knock on their doors and give them some goodies and some Colts swag.
Oh my God, he has a friend.
This one is always special when players come to visit sick kiddos. They always leave and they always want to come back. It's just so special to get to see kiddos who we think we're bringing in some sunshine for them, but they really give sunshine right back to us.
Still plenty to play for, so I'm loving this concept. But I think on offense, Lara, the candidate that I'm really pushing for, I want to see more out of, and I think the Colts can get more out of, and I think he's poised. I think he's ready. I'm going with number 10, Adonai Mitchell, right? Rookie wide receiver. The Colts need more out of him, and I think he's ready. I think the light bulb, to make a bad metaphor, I think it's going off for him a little bit, right? He's halfway point, or he has reached the halfway point of his rookie season. I think things are starting to slow down for him a little bit more. We saw that toe drag swag in Minnesota, right? So I think he's capable of making big plays.
Coming up, home booth advantage. Voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, provides perspective as the Colts return home looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. That's next on Colts 360.
Snickers Rookie Mistake Program is back again this season. Learn how you could win Super Bowl 59 tickets at snickers.com/NFL. Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light Party Zone at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Bud Light Party Zone is above the north end zone in front of the windows that open to the Indianapolis skyline. Bud Light, the official beer of the Indianapolis Colts. It's time now for the Forum Credit Union Question of the Week. How many Indianapolis Colts have rushed for at least 5,000 yards? 4. Edgerrin James, Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson, and Jonathan Taylor. Visit the Forum Credit Union fan forum section of Colts.com to interact with other fans online. Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
Hey, it's Sunday night, boy. It's Sunday night. Ain't nowhere you rather be, baby. Hey, you get that ball on Sunday night, you live forever. Come on, we gotta live forever. It's the gunshots. The gunshots is the hard. The gunshots is tough. Yeah! Okay. Okay, Tay. Yeah. 3-0 takeaway. 3-0 takeaway. 3-0 takeaway.
Darnold looks that way, hitches, now he squirms out of the pocket, rolling left. He's at the 20, fires upfield, in the end zone. Picked off at the goal line by the Colts. It's Zaire Franklin.
Hey, hey. Go, boy. Hey, look, I'd have caught that with my teeth if I could have. I'm telling you.
He holds the office as voice of the Colts. Matt Taylor joins us for this week's View from the Booth as the Colts are on the campaign trail looking to make a playoff run and cast a ballot to victory with a win over the Buffalo Bills
that time
on
of year,
Sunday. Right, exactly. Colts back home. This is a significant stretch of the season, the second half of the season. Matt, who are your candidates to break out for the Indianapolis Colts in this second half stretch to the 2024 campaign?
I love this. I love this because the Colts need a push. They're one game out of the playoffs, right? You're 4-5, one game under 500. You're still in the mix, so still plenty to play for. So I'm loving this concept. But I think on offense, Lara, the candidate that I'm really pushing for, I want to see more out of, and I think the Colts can get more out of, and I think he's poised. I think he's ready. I'm going with number 10, Adonai Mitchell, right? Rookie wide receiver. The Colts need more out of him, and I think he's ready. I think the light bulb, to make a bad metaphor, I think it's going off for him a little bit, right? He's halfway point, or he has reached the halfway point of his rookie season. I think things are starting to slow down for him a little bit more. We saw that toe drag swag in Minnesota, right? So I think he's capable of making big plays. And quite honestly, Lair, now with this offense with Joe Flacco, the passing game needs him. They need more out of him. The passing for the Colts, they've been held under 200 yards passing in 7 out of 9 games. Now, if you're going to stick with Joe Flacco at quarterback, it changes the dynamic in the running game. I think more teams are going to load the box. So if you can have more threats and have more playmakers, outside the numbers and down the field, that's going to help the running game. I think Mitchell needs to be more productive, and I think he can be now at the halfway point of the season.
Certainly want to lean more into those explosive plays. We've seen Alec Pierce be so productive in that way, so you would like to see some of that spread across with the rookie.
No doubt. You've got Josh Downs in the slot. He's going to feast on those, easy possession throws from Joe Flacco, move the chains. You've got Alec Pierce, like you said, stretching the ball down the field. If the Colts can get more out of the intermediate part of the passing game, that'll really help going into the second half of the season.
How about defensively? Who you putting as the running mate there for the other side of the football?
Well, I'm going to cast my vote for Leatu Latu, another rookie and another high draft pick. He's the first-round pick. Mitchell's a second-round pick. They need more out of these premium selections here in the back half of the season. He's got the 2 sacks, but it's more of it's just the overall disruptions. It's the fourth quarter crunch time play. So he's one, and a guy that I think has to get our vote, and I think he's the most underrated player in the NFL. We know how good he is here in Indianapolis, but I think Grover Stewart, Larry, I think he's, again, one of the more unheralded top players at his position in the NFL. And it was great to see him make that great play with the strip sack that led to the fumble recovery by Kenny Moore on prime time so he can get some more name recognition. But he leads the NFL in tackles and tackles for loss at his position. So Grover Stewart, number 90, has to be a prime candidate for the Colts on defense these last 9 games.
I think Grover Stewart is always the people's choice. That is my take on Grover Stewart.
And he gave him the elbow last week too, right?
That is a wrap for this week's View from the Booth and this week's Colts 360. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us and getting ready for game day here in studio. We'll be back next week, but before that, we'll see you at Lucas Oil Stadium for Colts and Bills 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday.